Good morning. Welcome to Supplies Unique Boutique. My name is Tammy, and this is my actual second stitch along, but this is a Stitches So Beautiful Sunday stitch along. Today is August 3rd, 2025, and I'm actually, this is my first recording for my 2-year floss anniversary, which was yesterday. We are doing Red Fox today. I do believe I have a picture of it. Hold on. Oh, come on. Oh. Well, I do have a regular picture of it, but I will show you what I do have. Here it is. This is from Dutch Lady Mystic Designs, I believe, and charted by Stitches So Beautiful. I have, I do have a couple Stitches So Beautiful, but this one was inspired by Beth, the Steadfast Stitcher. So, this is also part of my Feeling Foxy weekend, which started on Friday at noontime and ends tomorrow at noontime. So if you would like to join me in stitching along, just stitch whatever you want. If you have a fox, awesome. If not, I understand. Just let me know what you were stitching on during this. And let's get started, shall we? That's better. So far, I have gotten, I think, like 19 stitches. So, I have started doing these theme weekends to help not only myself, but other stitchers that subscribe or stumble onto my channel, to get some work into things that are otherwise you wouldn't think about unless you're doing some sort of challenge, or if you're doing like whip go or something to that effect. I did do whip go for a while and it worked for me for a little bit. Oh, shoot. But now I'm not so much into it because it's really hard for me I can fill out the pages till the cows come home, but when I get to that particular number and particular number and I'm not really in the mood to do it after that. So if I decide to do it go this year for 2026, I think I'm going to do something different. Maybe, pick a theme. Such as, something with a fox on it, something with, something to that effect. I'm going to try anyway. So we will see how far we get. Okay, I'm beginning to think maybe stitch-alongs are not my thing, or stitch-with-me's. Maybe it's just because this one has a smaller or a higher count than what I'm used to. Well, we shall see. My goal for all my foxes this weekend were 500 stitches. When I finished recording on Friday, I started working on Foxy, and I did get 500 stitches in that. Yesterday, I attempted to work on my geometric gnome, and I did not do as well. So, I did try, but just wasn't feeling it. You know, sometimes you just don't. You're like, ugh, I don't really want to work on this, and then your stitches suffer, and that's exactly what happened with me yesterday. So we'll see how things go today. I did work on, I'm trying to accomplish another one of my goals, which I set for myself on Friday, if you watched my video, which is working on my squirrel sampler, trying to get 200 stitches a day per week, every day for a week, which is 7 days. So I started it, well, I would have started it on Friday, but I ended up doing over 400 stitches yesterday to make up for the 200 I missed. I did do my 200 this morning. So, and tomorrow for me is Motif Monday, so not only am I going to be working on my squirrel sampler, I'm also going to be working on my Arctic Fox, which is another sampler that has different elements in it. And I have been trying to figure out what to work on for my alphabet soup for the Stitcher Soul. I think I have the A's all taken care of. I'm not sure yet. And try to get the hello, Miss Patches. How are you? Thinking about what I can do with the L's. Now, I was looking at things last night, and I could possibly do something with leaves, which would be appropriate, or I'm definitely going to do my Lucky Gnome, which will take care of one of my projects that has an L. I only have to do 100 stitches on each. So I think I want to try to find for one each week. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but we will figure something out. There we go. No, that's not right. There we go. That's it. Alrighty. Got that row sorted out. Checking to make sure I don't have any knots because I tend to get them quite often. Not sure if what I should talk about here, but I know there's some of you that, well, my friend Claudia, she and I kind of read the same things from time to time. Not always, but sometimes. I'm more of a romance reader. I love, alpha male. This is what's going to happen and you're going to like it kind of thing. Only because that's what, for me, I find it to be quite interesting. So, I have been reading this series that is by Fiona Davenport. And Fiona Davenport is not really a real person, but she is actually two authors writing the same, putting their input into one book. So these are very short. They don't take very long. I am a Kindle Unlimited subscriber. So I pay an extra, I don't know how much it is a month, but we'll just say it's like $10. It could be more than that. It was $10 when I started doing it. And it was, I can read up to 10 books at a time. Which I like. And then I just return them and, I continue to read. So that's how I do a lot of my reading, is being part of because when you're not part of the Kindle Unlimited, you get, I think, 1 or 2 books a month and that's it. So then you'd have to be very choosy. I am not very choosy. So that's a good one. But I have been reading from Fiona Davenport the Silver Saints series, which is about a motorcycle club. And, you know, most of the ones that I read about motorcycle clubs, they're on the more of the right side of the law, I guess you could say. And I tend to like it a little bit better, I guess. So, yeah. But this one is, this series is, like I said, the books are very short. They go quick, which is nice. But they're kind of older guy, younger girl. As soon as you meet, you know she's the one. Instant connection, I guess. And I started with Mac, who is the president, and he kidnapped the daughter of a rival club president because one of the rival president's men put one of the Silver Saints in the hospital in a coma by beating him with a bat because he was trying to stand up for a girl. So, yeah, that wasn't exactly... Well, as soon as... And she kind of helped with her own kidnapping. As soon as, you know, Max saw Bridget, who was the daughter of the rival club, that was it. He was hooked. And so I guess the criteria for them falling for these girls is, what is it? You know, wondering what they'd be like in bed, how they'd feel, whether they'd look good pregnant with the child of the person who's thinking about them, that kind of thing. And I'm sitting there and I'm reading it, and it's not bad. I mean, it could be worse. So I've read, I think 4, maybe 5 of them. And the one I'm on right now could be an issue because the guy is one of the brothers, of course. His name is Dax. And the girl is the sister of one of the brothers. And that brother was very clear that nobody was going to touch his sister. So we'll see how that ends up. I read every night before I go to bed. It's just what I do. So, alright. Okay. So, if I do take book recommendations, I do give them as well. If you're not really into the romance type of thing, I also occasionally read Amanda Emily. She does, I don't know, I think they're called cozy mysteries. And if that's what you're into, I would be more than happy to recommend her. If you are more into I don't know, vampires, but you want something gritty, the Black Dagger Brotherhood is a good series. I read a lot of them. I don't know. There there is another lady who, her name is T.S. Joyce, so she does a really good job. If you're looking for more mafia, there are a few. There's one about the Irish mafia. I think it's A. Zarelli. Yeah, that one's pretty good. And that series is pretty good. Also, Roxy something or other. She does one. She did one about a small series about 4 or 5 friends that were in the Russian mafia. Just if you're tired of reading the same thing, you could give these a shot. Okay. I think I'm going to be done with this because I'm having a really hard time seeing it. So, I want to say we didn't get that much done, and I apologize. But I'm having a really hard time seeing this 25 count in this room. If I was doing this in my stitchy spot, I'd have an easier time with it. So I think from now on, I might be doing my Stitch With Me's on a different day or at a different time, when my husband's walking the dog and my daughter's with her father, that kind of thing. And then we'll take it from there. I'm sorry that this was short, but I hope you got a good idea about how I do certain things. And I will see you on Wednesday for the next weekend's adventure. So, keep on stitching on, everybody.